Living in the Villages, Florida means you are never short on sunshine, golf carts, or good company. But what about when you're ready for a little adventure outside of the bubble? Welcome to Visit the Villages, Florida. My name is Caitlin, and I'm a realtor here with LPT Realty, showing off our awesome location of the Villages, Florida. So I'm here today at the Saluki Rec Center in the village of Shady Brook, close to Eastport. There's a family pool, outside workout equipment, bocce ball, cornhole, and some walking paths in addition to the indoor rec rooms. So today, we are going to go over some of the best day trips near the villages, from natural springs and museums to international travel ports and maybe even a few surprises. So as much as I would love to go on a field trip with y'all to each and every one of these locations, it would take up way too much time. So we're just going to talk about it today. Then afterwards, you can share some of your stories about where you explored. We're going to look at a few different big hitter items that are the most popular day trips, and maybe in the near future doing like a part 2, 3, 4, anything like that, to get stuff that are more off the beaten path. So today we're of course going to talk about state parks, amusement parks, museums, and then some bonus locations like airports and cruise terminals. I'm going to be basing all of our mileage and driving time off of the Brownwood Paddock Square. I feel like it's a pretty good spot to include for most of the villages, and it's an easy spot that we all know and we can anchor down as our mile marker 0. So first up is going to be Crystal River, the manatee capital of Florida. It's just about 40 miles away and a little over 1 hour away. This is one of the only places in North America where you can legally swim with manatees. You can book a guided tour, bring your snorkel, and get ready for an unforgettable encounter with Florida's gentle giants. You will get told this 100 times that if you do go to swim with them, that you cannot touch the manatees. They are a protected species by both state and federal laws. You will pay a fine, and you may go to jail if you are hugging and loving on them. Don't do it. We are looking with our eyes and not our hands. A little bit closer to home is going to be Silver Springs State Park in Ocala, and that comes to be about 35 miles away and approximately 45-minute drive. This park is famous for the glass bottom boat tours where you can peer down on the crystal clear spring water, and that's going to have like the fish, turtles, and some underwater ruins, which is so cool to see. Fun fact, it was once a filming location for the old Hollywood movies like Creature from the Black Lagoon. I've never watched that, but maybe some of you are movie buffs and know what I'm talking about. I just don't really watch that many movies. And of course, no Florida list is complete without Walt Disney World. Whether you're treating the grandkids or embracing your inner child, Disney is only about an hour away from the villages, and it comes out to be about 50 miles. Yes, of course, this depends on what park you're going to, what time of day you're traveling, if you're taking the interstate, all that. So I am an annual pass holder, and I've gone there a few times. So if you like some recommendations or kind of generalized tips as to how to do Disney, let me know. There are tiers to being a pass holder, and you get the most options as a Florida resident. So even if Florida isn't your primary home, I heard you can still take your utility bills, the Alta closing statement, or like a recorded deed to show your residency in order to get Florida pricing. The lowest tier for passes is called the Pixie Pass, where you can go to Disney Monday through Friday. You're blocked out on the weekends and over major holidays. If you have flexibility in your schedule, I think this is a great low-cost option if you're going to use Disney and do all that, because it really only takes 2 visits to the park to pay for itself. Everything after that is free. That's girl math and Disney math, and it works. So that's the pass that I have, and I usually go for half days by myself or with some other friends with passes. It's a fun outing, and you can do as much or as little as you want, especially if you do have the annual pass, because there's no stress to do Disney in a day or 2. Now, if you prefer sea lions over princesses, SeaWorld Orlando is a solid choice. SeaWorld is also about an hour away, or approximately like 60 miles. They have more thrilling rides, animal shows, and of course the emphasis on marine conservation. It's fun and educational. Sure, the concepts of SeaWorld may be a little controversial, but they do have some of the best roller coasters if that's what you're looking for. If you are a veteran, there's also a program that you can get a free veteran ticket plus 3 others. So I think it's a total of 4 to go for free to the parks in the summer when they run their Waves of Honor program. It's basically the only time I go because you can't beat free. Next is Universal Studios, where you can step into the world of Harry Potter, Jurassic Park, and even The Simpsons. It's a little bit more fast-paced than Disney, but I think it's just as magical. It sits in the theme park hub of Orlando, so it's just about an hour away as well, and 50 miles or so. Universal also just opened the Epic theme park, so it has many more rides and worlds to explore. I haven't been to the new Epic Park yet, but I've heard it's awesome. I've been watching videos and it looks super cool. There's probably going to be higher crowds because the new park just opened. So this is kind of what I'm doing. I'm waiting for all the crowds to just kind of go down. I'm not going during peak times like holidays or weekends. So that may be like the giant tip for the day. Now, changing gears, we are going to go a bit north of the Villages. Only 49 minutes away is the stunning World Equestrian Center in Ocala. Even if you're not into horses, this place is worth the trip. It features year-round events, has multiple upscale restaurants, boutiques, and some of the most luxurious stables in the world. I'm pretty sure, actually, no, I'm not pretty sure. I know that these horses live better than I do. Over Christmas, there is a big light display that you can go through. So it's not all just horse shows and things like that. I had horses when I was younger, and I really love going back to get a glance at the horse world again. It's so pretty. It's kind of like the golf world. It's just perfectly maintained. It's beautiful. For something totally different, head over to Don Garlits Museum of Drag Racing, and that's pretty close to home. It's only about 20 minutes or about 17 miles away. It's home to over 90 dragsters and over 50 classic cars, all curated by legendary Big Daddy. So whether you're a car buff or just love a good blast from the past, this place is a hit for those greaseheads that you have at home. Before we wrap up, if you're planning a big trip or hosting out-of-town guests, let's talk about how close we are to some of Florida's major travel hubs. We are lucky enough to live in Central Florida with pretty easy access to airports and cruise terminals. Orlando International Airport, the MCO, is 75 miles or about an hour and 15 minutes. This is Florida's busiest airport with nonstop flights across the U.S. and internationally. You will see everybody come and go with Mickey Mouse attire. I think it's so cute. There are a few transportation options that are offered through Groom Transportation here in the Villages, as well as many private shuttle services that you can arrange pickup and drop off from locations in the Villages to the Orlando airport. Tampa International Airport, TPA, is just a little bit further at about 90 miles or an hour and a half-ish. Tampa is another great option with plenty of direct flights, and it's often less crowded than Orlando. It takes just about the same amount of time to get to Tampa, so it just depends on what airline you're flying in with and if you can get any better deals going from Orlando or Tampa. Major plus that they are both international. Now, if you're a cruise buff, you have a couple different options here as well. The first one is going to be Port Tampa Bay, also called Tampa Cruise Terminals, which is 80 miles or like an hour and 20 minutes away. If you're cruising from some lines like Carnival, Royal Caribbean, or Norwegian Cruise Lines, you may be leaving out of Port Tampa. There are a few other lines that you may see there too, but those are like the big hitters. Most of the cruises that will sail out of Tampa will be like Bahamas, Grand Cayman, Cozumel, and Belize. If you are traveling through the Panama Canal, it's also likely that you will leave out of Tampa or come back to Tampa, whichever way you're going. The next and probably most notable cruise port is Port Canaveral, and that's going to be in the Orlando area, which is about 100 miles or an hour and 45 minutes-ish. This is one of the busiest cruise ports in the world, offering sailings from Disney Cruise Line, Carnival, Royal Caribbean, and so many more. A lot of the cruises that leave this port are popular weekends, like short Bahama trips, and they have them all the way through like long excursions that will take you through the Caribbean, St. Thomas, Puerto Rico, and even some of the Mexican cities. So there you have it. Amazing day trips and access points to explore all of your travel options that are just a short drive from the Villages, Florida. Let me know in the comments what place you're planning on visiting next, or share some of your hidden gems so we can do a little video of it. I promise I'm not going to expose all of the good ones. Don't forget to like and subscribe and ring that bell for more local tips and travel inspiration. Until next time, keep exploring and enjoy life in and around the Villages, Florida. Be kind to one another.